Hello, Merry Meet. I wanted to address a topic that seems to confuse a lot of people. And that is that within New Age, it will become more and more common to say that, for example, if you can't find a stone that you have been recommended to use the energies of, you can find a picture of that stone on the internet and basically meditate with that picture, and you will by that get the energies of that stone. And a lot of people seem extremely skeptical of this, and especially when it comes to stones, because you have that it is stone healing. It's with this physical lump of rock, right? And yeah, but let me try to explain how this works. Now, of course, if you don't believe in magic, then it's all just bullshit to you. So this is more an explanation for those that are into magic but can't really understand why somebody would say that. For example, with the crystal decks from, what's her name? Judy Hall, is that her name? Anyway, there's several from several authors. Crystal decks where basically you have collections of pictures of stones and you can meditate with them. And in many ways, it's exactly the same concept as why something like a voodoo doll would work. That you have the likeness of something, and by some basic magic, you are in contact with it. In many ways, it's exactly the same as with homeopathy. Now, do not get me wrong here. A lot of people seem to think that homeopathy is some sort of medicine. No, it is magic. If you examine a bottle of a homeopathic cure, you will find nothing basically but water and alcohol solution in there. There's nothing left of the plant material. Or if there is any, it's a minuscule amount. And if you read Dr. What was his name? Helson? It's a bit embarrassing, but I can't completely remember the name of the one that invented homeopathy. It was at something on age. But well, anyway, it's not important right now. Anyway, if you read what he wrote about it, it's energy medicine. He believed that it would basically, by the continuing to dilute solution from the original solution where you had the plant material, you would get a stronger and stronger energy signature from that plant, and that is what would provide the cure. So it's pure magic, it's pure energy medicine, and it's basically the same thing, that a picture of a stone will get a part of that energy in it, because while it doesn't physically contain that mineral, it energetically contains the properties of it, just like a homeopathic cure does no longer contain any of the physical characteristics of that plant. It contains none of the ingredients of that plant, but it contains the energetic signature of that plant. It's the same concept. Now, yes, I do believe that it is more powerful to work directly with a physical stone, but you don't always have that with you, and actually it's a useful thing to have. For example, you decide that, oh shit, I'm really stressed, I have nothing on me to really help with that, and just searching up on your phone or something a picture of a rose quartz, for example, you take a very basic one, and sitting and meditating with that picture, I do believe that a picture will then transfer some of the energy of that stone. It is more powerful to work with a rose quartz directly, but it's better than nothing. And there are also a lot of stones that are very rare and expensive and difficult to work with. And you have two benefits to then working with a photograph of it. And one of those things is that you can try out those energies and see if they work for you before you go to the investment of getting one of these stones. And of course, you can also work with this if you can't get it. You can also do the same by visualizing the stone if you can do that, but often it is easier to have some sort of media to work with, just like you can take those plant energies in homeopathy and basically work with the energies directly without the medium of a solution of water and alcohol to carry those energies, but it is more difficult than just using that solution. So it can be a neat trick to have. Think of it this way. Very often a photograph is used within Magick. Let's say you want to heal someone from afar. You might have a picture of them, and let's say take a very simple healing ritual. Let's say you have a friend that has a bust knee, and so you get a picture of them and you put a healing rock, let's say bloodstone. Yeah, let's keep it simple here. A bloodstone, a moss agate, and a rock crystal for boosting the other two. You put that on top of the picture, and you add a blue candle for health beside it, and you say a little prayer where you state your intention to send healing to this person. Light the candle and let it burn beside the picture. Then you are using that picture as an energetic proxy for your friend. It's very much the same thing. Now, I believe it's more effective if you have your friend there and can lay hands on them or do this little ritual right in front of them. But let's say that friend of yours lives in another nation, you do what you can. It basically works on the concept that, well, there's several concepts. One, of course, is that all of these different things can store energy, and that once something has been in contact, for example, by taking off a photo, it will always have that be a marker for that energy. Another concept is that there is no space, that both time and space are illusions, that it all happens at once. But that using these various forms of anchors and triggers, it is possible for our human minds to work with something that is not in the same physical space as us, because it all are, but it's a good tool for our limited human minds to understand. So that, let's say you want to work with hematite, you don't have a hematite, and you find a picture of a hematite, that you are then basically connecting to the hematite energy, because at a higher vibration, all space are one, and you are together with the hematite, but you need the tool of that picture to work with it within this grosser matter. So there are some energetic ideas behind this, and I don't really see why the concept of, oh, I can bring up a stone and work with the energies of that stone, basically work through a picture, is so unbelievable. But, oh, I can take a picture of my friend and heal that picture, and by that send energy to my friend, that's completely understandable. It works on the exact same concept. And as such, you can also do this with other things. For example, we have mentioned homeopathy here. You can, if you figure out what remedy you are supposed to use, and you don't have that remedy available, you could take a picture of that plant and meditate with that plant to get that energetic imprint and get a hold of it. The same with mineral energies or other kinds of energies. In fact, think of it this way. If you see a picture of a harmonious scene, let's say a family enjoying lunch in an idyllic mountainside by a little cabin, and that you get filled with completely different emotions than if you see a picture from a violent computer game where body parts are flying everywhere. And I'm not saying by this that violent computer games are bad. Play them all the time. I'm saying that those pictures will then fill you with different kinds of emotions, and I believe it's not just triggers in your mind, but it's also the kind of energies that these things work with. So I believe that the representation of something carry with it part of that thing's energy, so that somebody's photograph is an energetic representation of that person. The same way a photograph of a thing is an energetic representation of that thing. And as such, you can work directly with the energies of what has been photographed by using a picture of it. And it really isn't any different than a lot of other rather acknowledged concepts within both New Age and occultism, homeopathy, sympathetic magic, for that matter, voodoo dolls, and the various versions thereof that has been used in folk magic for almost as long as we know. There's been the use of various puppets and basically creating an image of something. And in a way, you can say it's the same thing when you have the image of a god on your altar. You're not worshipping that piece of glass or pottery or stone. It's a representation. It's let's say I put a statue of Circe, my matron goddess, on my altar. I'm not worshipping that statue, but I'm using the image of the goddess Circe as a way to connect with her energies. And I believe we can do the same thing with a stone. You can take an image and a representation of a given stone and use that to work with energies of that stone from afar. It's the same concept, and if you sit down and think about it, it's not that strange. Basically, if you are okay with using a statue to worship a god, how is it then that different to work with a stone through an image? And I believe that this connection can be made even stronger if the one that takes that picture has the intention of capturing a bit of the energy of that stone for later use. So yeah, and in a way it can be an extremely useful tool. Take out your phone, take a snapshot of all the crystals in your collection, and because there's a limit to how many stones you can carry with you, just have those images in your phone gallery, and when you need them, just bring out a picture and meditate with that picture. Yes, it's more effective with using an actual stone, but like I said, there's a limit to how many stones you can carry with you, and then you always have that collection with you so that you can use the energies of those stones whenever you need to. Or if it is a stone that you can't afford or haven't been able to find, you can work with it through a picture. Because if you look at the world as an energetic universe rather than a physical one, then, and I'm not then talking about energies in an etheric sense, not as in, well, various forms of, like, gravity is a form of energy, really, or kinetic energy. I'm talking about it in the more of a spiritual sense. If you believe that we are all vibration, we are all energy, then working with then basically saying that you have to have the physical object really doesn't make that much sense. Yeah, that's are my 2 cents about that. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Have a great day, and blessed be.